Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome to our channel, the place that we hang, talk, visit. Guys, there's 15,000 plus of you. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I want to talk to you about Sarah. Samsonite Sarah. Samsonite Sarah, wannabe author Samsonite Sarah, wrote a 28-page, I want to tell you how I feel, Judge, letter to the judge that sentenced her to LIFE by telling him, you're wrong, you are wrong, and you wish me to spend the rest of my life incarcerated. And all I did was survive. I'm a victim. Sarah, you might have gotten away with that shit if you didn't videotape George in the suitcase asking for help. And maybe if you wouldn't have just, said that you left enough space to let him out and then you went into your bedroom upstairs. If you're scared of him, petrified of him, absolutely in fear for your life of him, how do you do that? Sarah, how can you blame the judge for your stupidity? How can you blame the jurors for your stupidity? How in your mind, Sarah Boone, does it make sense to you? Question mark. Sarah, I think that you should do all the writing you want while you're incarcerated. I think that that's going to be a great place for you to get your thoughts together, write a great fictionized book about maybe what happened. But I'm not saying that Sarah and George both had DV against each other. They were both poison in this toxic relationship. However, the only videos I ever saw of George was of him cowering, basically. He didn't raise his voice to Sarah. Now, we saw a TV set that he supposedly took a bat to, but we didn't see him take the bat to the TV set. I didn't see that. Again, every video I saw of George, he was listening. He wasn't even arguing with Sarah. He didn't even raise his voice to Sarah. He just kept telling her, I love you. I mean, that's what I saw. I'm not saying he wasn't drunk, and probably not a bad drunk, and probably he was, And they probably did put hands on each other according to the police and how many times the police were called and what the neighbors heard. But that was your place, Sarah. Why didn't you leave? We don't have the right to unalive people when we have the option to leave the situation. So why couldn't you just leave the situation? And again, if you were so afraid of your life or for your life, Sarah Boone, why don't you leave him in the suitcase and go run and get help for him and help for yourself? How do you casually go upstairs and forget? I don't think Sarah actually meant to unalive George. I think she thought he could get out. I think she thought, well, I'll go upstairs, he'll get it together, he'll get out in the morning, That's not what happened, right? Because George died in that Samsonite suitcase. It wasn't even Samsonite, it was a bad suitcase. Off-brand, cheap, the zipper needed like a paper clip to pull it up. And everybody saw it the way it was. Sarah couldn't even get out of her own way. So right away she was unlikable. It went through many lawyers pretending to know it all, and look, Sarah, you knew it all. You never have to work again. You got 3 hots and a cot, baby. You know where you're going, and if you had a problem with alcohol, we got that sorted for you too. And you can honestly help people if you want to. You do have a brain. Teach creative writing in there. Do something. Make your life matter, because on the outside you didn't know what to do with it. You were haphazard about it. You were dangerous. You didn't care about people. Clearly, because when you care about others, you don't tend to have toxicity in an apartment complex. You don't tend to have it around your child. When you care about people like your son, you would have taken a plea deal that would have got you out in 6 years with time served. Huge shout out to Court TV! Thank you, Court TV. Always on the ball there. Long crime too, but this I got from Court TV.
We want to bring you new developments out of Florida, where now convicted killer Sarah Boone has sent a 28-page letter to the trial judge. Boone was sentenced to life in prison earlier this month after a jury found her guilty of second-degree murder for zipping up her boyfriend, George Torres, in a suitcase and leaving him there to die. Before the judge handed down his sentence, Boone took the stand and read a shortened version of a statement that she had prepared, where she mostly forgave herself for everything that transpired between her and Torres, who she claimed repeatedly abused her.
I forgive George for beating me senseless, for trying to sleep because I had to go to work or my son's field trip the next day, for ruining my deceased family's heirlooms, traditions, and keepsakes, for drowning me in liquor and wine because I didn't want to drink, causing me to urinate on myself, then butting the end of the bottle in my face, giving me 2 black eyes and a bloody nose.
Be mad at yourself, Sarah Boone. Write that 28-page letter to Sarah Boone. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think. Tell the audacity, right? To write that letter. In the meantime, she still has an appeal. And now that letter, that 28-page letter, which is very insulting, you can read it, is part of her court records now. So the appellate judge is going to get who Sarah Boone is. Not that he didn't already know who Sarah Boone is, but he's going to get that. You think he's going to say, oh, what a nice young lady you are, Sarah Boone. You've learned a lot now. I think he's going to give you more time to write more stuff. I think that he's just going to say, hey, shame, shame, shame on you, Sarah Boone. Samsonite Sarah. And, yeah. That's what I think is going to be. All right, guys. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Never, ever, ever be Sarah Boone. Out on the boondocks. Out on the boondocks. See you guys. Guys, you asked for them, and they have arrived. Here they are. And they say, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Guys, Cash App is inside my description, and or PayPal also in my description. Guys, $4, and I'll mail them to you. If you're out of the country, $5. Guys, just make sure that you send your address with it. You know, in the memo, you should put your address. Inside is embossed. It says Toddy One Skip.